All right, I'm going to quickly try and sum up my feelings and issues and, good takeaways, bad takeaways with Red, White, and Royal Blue. I read the book. I watched the movie. Now, here's some of the things I didn't like. I didn't like that the parents were still married. As a child of divorce, I actually enjoyed the parents in the book and the fact that they still got along while being divorced, with the dad still being very supportive of his ex-wife and her new husband, because she actually was remarried in the book. Another thing that I didn't like, that they took away the sister. What I felt was an important thing about his sister is because she looked closer to White, she actually pulled better than him. And that, I think, was very important. To talk about racism, this was like a post-racial universe, though, that they were building. So I get why they didn't want to include that. Another thing, it wasn't very post-racial. Another thing that they did that I didn't like, they took away the politician that was Alex's mentor. He's gay, he's Hispanic, he's out. And that was a very important person for Alex to go and talk to about being gay and in politics. And I felt like taking him out, I didn't really like it. The mom of the princess. She was also a very important part, kind of in the end of the book. She stood up to her mother and basically made it clear that she's not going to force her son back into the closet. And if she has to basically get her written as senile or something and take over the throne, she will do it. Like, she put her foot down for her son. And that was very important because ever since her husband died, she has kind of just been lost, just as Henry has been lost and B has been lost. I didn't mind them getting rid of B's drug addiction, actually, but that was like a whole thing. Like, the three of them had been lost for years after the father had died. And that moment of her standing up to her mom was, to me, very important for Henry to realize he does have his mom's love and his mom's protection, and she can finally come out of her fog to realize, damn, I need to protect my son. I need to do something for my son. Things that I liked. I actually liked that Alex was more confident with who he was sexually. Like him kind of just being in the space where he's like, okay, yeah, I'm into guys as well, but not a big deal because at that point he'd only been with 2 guys. So I like that. I like that it wasn't him being told, yeah, you're bisexual. I've always known. Like, no, he got the chance to come out himself. And I like the conversation between him and Henry, where they like declare their sexualities so that they can have like a starting off point to understand each other. I really like the flashbacks that they did showing, the dates that we didn't see. I actually like that because we got to see that they really did spend way more time together, do more things that were, off camera. You get what I'm saying? Get that flashback of, oh, wow, there's more. That relationship was really deep, especially since, they don't have that timeline to show all of that in one. I like that they didn't put Henry through the whole, like, having to pretend to date the sister. Or who was it? I can't remember. Now I have to go back to the book, but he didn't have to pretend like, no, I was actually always there to visit her. He didn't have to do that. Alex straight up just had a statement, came out, and just in that moment also pointed out that it was wrong for whoever leaked their emails because they didn't give them a chance to come out on their own when they're ready. Loved that speech. I thought it was a great speech. One of the reasons I did not like that they left out the sister. There's like this part where she's always known he had a thing for Henry because when they were kids, he would always go into her room and like stare at the poster of Henry and like touch him and stuff like that. Because she had a royal family thing going on, with a poster in her room. So that's one of the reasons I also did not like that they left out the sister. But overall, I actually really enjoyed it. And I like that they took out the part where in the book where he comes out to his mom. In the book, she basically makes a whole meeting. He has to go through a PowerPoint. He's like getting questions about what did you do? What didn't you do? But instead in this, we got her being a mom. She's like ordering their comfort food. She's holding him, and she's actually taking the time to speak with him and understand him in a motherly way. And we don't see her as just the president. I understood what the book was doing with that to show how tough she is, but I really love how the movie handled it to show that no matter how tough she is still his mother and she cares about him. I think that kind of sums up most of my feelings about Red, White, and Royal Blue. I really want to go into details with it. I'm going to see if Ceci wants to do a live on Instagram after she finishes her live on TikTok. Because, like, we can talk about this all day. Like, there's so much that I liked. There's so much I didn't like. But overall, I did enjoy the movie. I will say that. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of JD Talks About a Movie instead of putting it on our podcast because she lazy or some shit.